Well, hi YouTubers. Okay, right. Today's a Sunday. I did nothing today. Fell asleep late. As did everyone who works for Entertainer Toyshop. Okay, so the Entertainer's Toy Shop in the UK actually does not open on a Sundays at all. Now, I'm doing this because I read this article in the Daily Mail this morning. I thought I've got to talk about this at some point today because I used to work for Entertainer. It's summer of 2001, so 17 years ago. 16 years ago now. Quite funny how I got the job. See, my I used to work for a cinema, and I found out that they wasn't going to keep me and go back and work doing the holes when I came back from uni. And so I was so desperate. I literally got the address of every single store in my local area, and I sent them my CV and cover letter saying, "Need summer work, these 3 months, can you help me?" Only one got back, and it was Entertainer. And the day I got my job interview was the day Shrek came out, which I think got me the interview. It was a good interview. We chatted. It was in Uxbridge, by the way, Entertainer Toyshop in Uxbridge. We chatted about toys and customer service, which I've done in the past. Trust me, you work in a cinema, you learn a lot about customer service and BHS as well. And as I was leaving, they said to me, "What are you doing today?" And I honestly said, "I'll take my nephew to see Shrek." It just come out, and I think that's what really got me the job. Turns out that yeah, I'm good with kids. I know toys. Trust me, I'm the youngest of four, and I've got nephews and nieces. I understand toys, and trust me, I played Barbie way too many times in my life. But so, 3 months I worked there. It was such a great job. I loved the Entertainer. One thing I like about the Entertainer is it's good that you never pay full price for anything. The sales are to die for. And I love the mentality of Gary Grant, who owns the company, and his Christian values. They made it clear when I started there that we won't open on a Sunday. And I love that. Having Sundays off, if you're a shift worker, is such a rarity that it's nice, especially in summer, because you can do stuff and meet up with friends. I mean, I'm a shift worker now, and it's difficult sometimes when it's a weekend and I'm going to work and I get the calls and texts saying, "Oh, we're having a barbecue, we're doing this, we're doing that." And obviously I've got to go to work. This year I'm working on Christmas Eve and Boxing Day and New Year's Day, which no complaints, but that's the nature of my shift working job. But at the same time, it has an impact on families. And Gary Grant, he has done so much for charity. He gives 10% of every single store, there's about 170 of them in the UK, to charity. He was the first in the country toy shop to round up pennies of your transaction, and those pennies go to charity, which now Pizza Express do and those other companies. But he was the first. I admire this guy for putting people above profit. The fact is, by losing out on not opening on Christmas Eve, this is the first time a Christmas Eve has been a Sunday since 2006. He's going to lose out on about 2 million. And he doesn't care. Sorry, I was wrong. It's 149 stores, not 170 odd. According to this article, he will lose 2 million in sales, and he doesn't care. Come on, how often do you get that in the corporate sphere? How often do you get a manager who will put profit below people? It says it himself, okay? I've given the concept of 1 day in 7 as a day of rest a lot of thought, and I'm making an exception just because it's Christmas Eve. I value families. I have 4 children and 6 grandchildren. I employ a lot of parents, grandparents, uncles and aunties. It's convenient that everyone has the same day off. The parents can be off at the same time as their children. Mr. Grant, 59, said he was not aware of any other shops being closed on Christmas Eve, but experts expect shoppers to spend a total of 1 billion, but he was prepared to pay the price. He said, "I have the best staff on the high street. That is the cost of thanking them for a hard season's work. Well, that is the cost." And he's so right. I remember the months I worked at Entertainer so well. They were so good to me. There was a time where I actually failed two of my uni exams. I had to go back. And they gave me the time to study during work. I always said, okay, if you're going on your lunch break, and it gets busy, you come back down and you pick it up later. No. Lunch breaks there were lunch breaks. We didn't go back on the shop floor. Even if it was busy. There was a big kind of like, you've earned your break, this is your break, take your break. When I was studying on my break, there was I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I was always on my break by myself, so I could have my sandwich and and do and hit the books. And this was the summer of 9/11 as well, so I was working in the toy shop the day 9/11 happened, and my mate Pete came in and recognised I was in a toy shop and said to me, well, quote here, the World Trade Centre's been bombed. That's all he would say, okay? Because, I mean, the toy shop's surrounded by children, okay? And I didn't know what the hell he was talking about until I went home and saw the Twin Towers falling on the, news that happened several hours earlier. And at the time, 3D models of cities were really, really in. And there was this big kind of hoo-ha. Do we take New York, the Twin Towers, off the shelves? Sorry. Which we did. But we put them back on the shelves, but a few days later. And then all the profits of those 3D models of the Twin Towers went to charity. Because it was the right thing to do. In hindsight, I wish I bought one of them now, but hey, it was 16 years ago now. So he is so right about putting profit below people. I go into Entertainer quite regularly now. There's the one in Uxbridge, just a bigger unit now. And it's such a great place to shop. Once again, full price, never paid for anything. The sales are to die for. Trust me, go there Boxing Day. Good sales on Boxing Day. So, can I just say, of someone who worked in retail for many years and now works shifts, more companies need to do this. I mean, just to put people before profit is brilliant. And when I worked there, that's why I worked there, it was so lovely having Sundays off. I took my nephews out, I met out with friends, and he's just to Gary Grant, just thanks for doing that. I think it's just a wonderful gesture at this time of year of Christ commercialisation, that you actually are putting families before the real meaning of the season, if you will, before anything else. So, thank you, Mr. Grant. Thank you so much for someone who used to work at the Entertainer. So, quite funny though, when I worked there, I'm going to throw this in now, there was seriously terms and conditions for staff. I'm not sure if they still exist now because it's been like 17 years, but no drinking in uniform. My friends who worked in Uxbridge, we never met up for lunch because we used to meet in the pub. Never happened whilst I worked there. And no smoking. No smoking. If it means anything, I started smoking the year after. I never smoked whilst I was there. So, that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching this. Full respect to Mr. Gary Grant and the entire staff at the Entertainer Toyshop for putting the true meaning of Christmas above everything else this season. So thank you. Bye now.